Ryan Garcia is becoming the king of over-promising, under-delivering. I'm seeing he's going to fight Emmanuel Tago, probably butchering the last name, on April 9th. Stuff like this becomes frustrating because 135 is a division that should be hot. You got a lot of young lions there. You have some more experienced guys with some good wins, so guys should be mixing it up. Guys are in their prime, a little before their prime, young and talented. And it's a division that's like 147 before it, for years before it. Top guys just aren't mixing it up. Besides Lomachenko fighting Teofimo, and Teofimo fighting Kambosos, and Lomachenko is always willing to fight the top dogs. I got to give him that credit, which is why he's become one of my favorite fighters. But a quick glimpse at 135, talent-rich division, even if you throw Tank in the mix as well, you got guys like Lomachenko, Kambosos, Teofimo, who's moving north to 140, no longer there. Tank, we throw him in the mix, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. So you got guys there. But the case of Ryan Garcia, he hasn't fought in a year and a half. So once again, another guy, chronic inactivity. And another guy who talks a big game on social media. I want the Kambosos fight. I want the Haney fight. I want the Jojo Diaz fight. And these fights don't develop. And when it continues to happen, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm the common denominator here. They're going to blame, I'm sure they're going to blame a lot of stuff for this. Oh, it's been a long layoff. We got to give them a stay busy fight, a get back fight, all this stuff. Oh, we couldn't make the economics work. Oh, Haney wasn't doing this. Kambosos wasn't doing this. They're going to blame a lot of people, but you got to look in the mirror. If a hot girl is still single at 30 and she's dated around and around and around and she's blaming this guy, that guy, eventually she's got to look in the mirror and say, maybe I'm the problem here. And that's where Ryan Garcia is at this point in his career, in my opinion, even though he's young, because big social media following. He should be getting these fights. Guys want to fight him. He had some buzz coming off the Luke Campbell fight, and it's still not developing. You know, the mental health stuff last year, I get all that, but come on, man. Stuff has to happen. And when you look at the 135-pound division, it's a division that has to deliver. You have too many guys up at the top. They should be bumping into each other. They shouldn't be allowed to navigate around each other. Too much talent up there. Too many big names. So I'm telling you what's going to happen. I think Kambosos and Lomachenko are going to fight at some point in 2022. Lomachenko will continue to be one of the only guys in the division who lives up to his expectations and fights good fights. And to me, he's still the top dog at 135. Credit to Kambosos from taking the crown for Teofimo. Lomachenko's been around, so you put those two guys at the top. Devin Haney is around there, but economics don't always work out with Devin Haney. These younger guys are demanding a lot of money. The reason Lomachenko gets the fights that he wants is he's willing to take those fights, one. Number two, he's not as demanding as these guys economically. And you can say what you can call that dumb or whatever, but he's getting the fights and he's getting more money in the long term. And on top of that, Lomachenko is willing to go across the globe from his home and train and fight. These guys are American fighters, fighting in America, young, talented, no excuses, fight each other. 135 has to live up to the expectations. So Haney has to fight big name fights. Ryan Garcia has to step up. Tank Davis has to eventually step up, although it looks like he's going to fight Rolly Romero. And I just think if you look at the big picture, Lomachenko is going to continue to be the guy at the top because he's the guy who will take risks. and fight the top fights. Willing to take risks. He's shown that several times throughout his career. So, but if you look at the other guys, these young guys, they need to step up. And Ryan Garcia is one of them. Ryan Garcia, like I said, Tank Davis, Devin Haney, and there are other guys in that mix. Jojo Diaz is another guy at 135 who's willing to mix it up. So props to him. And props to Devin Haney for beating him, but he's got to keep that train rolling. So hopefully Ryan Garcia, it starts to click and he gets his career going, because there's a lot to like about him. But unfortunately, he's showing us the bad side way too much. God bless.